Boom. How's it going, everybody? This is episode 5 of Dream Chasers. We're here with my good buddy Mikey. Rhinehart from Live from the Stoop just had me on his podcast, so I decided, dude, what better way than to have you over here?
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
That's what's up, dude. How's your day going? How was dinner last night?
Oh, dude. It was a bomb meal at Mimi Nashi. We had just a bunch of small plates, shared it all, and, you know.
Nice, dude. I've never even been there.
You got to go there. I mean, the menu changes pretty much daily, so don't, like, fall in love with a certain thing.
Oh, word. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Tight. So, you're a podcaster, man.
Yeah.
What got you into that?
So, it was because of the clothing line that I started. It's called Stoop Kid Clothing.
Dude, I was going to ask you about that. Like, I was going to ask you about your fit, bro.
You're wrapping the hat,
dude,
bro.
yeah.
You're wrapping the hat.
For those of you that don't know, this hat, his hat, is your shirt from there too?
No.
It kind of looks like the same.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
No, this is my drum company I drum for.
Oh, what? You got a drum company too?
Yeah, I'm endorsed by a drum company.
Word.
Yeah, I got that when I was 19.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
29, 10 years ago.
10 years. It's still endorsed?
Still endorsed.
Damn.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're out in the East Coast in Boston.
Cool.
They're fucking sick though. But yeah, so I started Stoop Kid Clothing.
Oh, wait. Cheers.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
I started Stoop Kid Clothing I actually launched it last year, but the idea has been around since 2015. And it's basically, long story short, you can definitely go and check out the story like on any Live from the Stoop. It's long story short, it was me and my buddy Richard. We went on this trip with a bunch of people from Naked Wines.
Word.
And we had this one guy book the Airbnb at the Tenderloin. And so it was like ghetto as fuck. But I enjoyed it because, like, you know, I don't get to see that, you know, side of life very often. I'm in Napa Valley. I'm born and raised.
True.
So, you know, I enjoyed it. I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, you're just seeing another culture of life. And so I was just chilling on the stoop and just listening to music, drinking beer, having a good time, and everyone called me Stoop Kid. And, like, that whole idea stemmed into, like, oh, I'm in e-commerce and for real work. And I was like, man, I kind of, like, enjoy this end of it. So I was like, I want to make clothes, you know, based on this idea. And so my buddy Richard and I just had a couple ideas bouncing around, like, how do we, like, make this more than just a clothing line? Because, like, fabric is just fabric, in my opinion.
Yeah, like to build a brand around this clothing
Exactly.
idea.
You're not wearing Stoop Kid because it's the coolest shirt you've ever fucking seen. It's you are a part of the, you know, brand itself. You're enjoying the lifestyle that we are bringing. And so the podcast idea was actually not my idea. It was my buddy Justin, who was on Live from the Stoop, but he recently retired his chair. And he was just like, yeah, we should, you know, make this more of a lifestyle and, like, you know, get people involved. And so we've been doing it since January of this year. And so we've just been riding, man. Just we were getting our feet wet, you know. We were new to it, so we wanted to basically, you know, study the game a little bit and kind of come to our own and, like, what we wanted to do. And for a while, we were butting heads of where the direction was, and finally, I think we got a pretty solid, like, crew right now and an idea and vision of we want to talk about, like, news, movies, whatever, like, we have, you know, interest us, but we also want to bring in guests, like, more, and, like, get everyone involved with, you know, the Stoop lifestyle.
Hell yeah. What is the Stoop lifestyle?
Dude, the Stoop lifestyle is... I
like how you're like, dude, like, let me tell you about the Stoop lifestyle.
I'll fucking tell you, dude. Like, I'm passionate about this, man. It's like, it's being able to be successful in life, but never forgetting where you came from those successes.
Word.
So it's like you can go to the French Laundry, but you also can go to Ponchas. You know, you can also do, like, you don't have to live a glamorous lifestyle and be, like, vain. You can still, you know, go back to your roots if you need to.
Yeah.
And that's what the Stoop is about. It's like you can grow and grow and grow and grow, but always remember where you came from and always know that that is where you originated.
Yeah.
So
that's super tight, man. I respect that too, because it's not just like you're saying a fabric, it was more of a brand, and then, like, transitioned to, like, oh, you found, like, a lifestyle brand by incorporating this podcast. So it was like, I think that's super cool how it's all, like, tying together in a sense.
Well, yeah, because the whole motto is that like you can get a T-shirt anywhere. Like it's not, and we want to make cool designs that you want to buy, but we also want you to understand like this is more than just a clothing brand.
Yeah, awesome. And where can people find your clothing?
StoopKidClothing.com.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of clothing you got on there
We're
right now?
we're pretty fucking sold out right now.
Damn.
Yeah, we did 2 runs and it just sold really really fast. And we're looking to put out more in January.
Word.
Probably December, January.
Do you guys sell like a lot of it in town, or you guys like send it out and stuff?
Yeah, we've reached all the way to like Florida.
That's dope.
Yeah, just with social media marketing and all that.
Yeah.
And we did like 1 paid ad that helped out. But yeah, word of mouth around town really helped. And I got a lot of awesome friends that, support me in
Hell yeah,
doing
man.
that. So shout out to Alec Ferris. He was one of
Yeah.
the first ones to buy
Oh,
a Stoop
shit.
Kid.
He was
So,
on here, bro. He was just on here.
Yeah, he always
That's
comes by
awesome.
my house and I introduce him to a new alcohol that he has no idea about.
I thought you were going to bring that bottle, bro.
I was going to, but then I realized I got like work after this that I have
word.
to do. But
Oh,
yeah.
you got to do some work. I was like, you just got off work, bro.
No, I know. I got off work and I got to do more work. But yeah, that's basically the idea of Stoop Kid Clothing, and
Tight.
it's just a cool lifestyle brand. I mean, I'll show you off air the new logos that are coming out. They're
Word.
pretty
So you
sick.
got like a new drop coming in?
Yep, we got.
Can you give us a little hint, like a little color, a little logo, a little teaser?
Yeah, it's so the next one is gonna be. We're focusing more on the lion as the logo now.
I didn't even know there was a line
Yeah,
involved.
on the side of your hat, it's on. This side.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so that's our like trademark kind of thing.
Where'd
And
that come from? Simba?
Simba. So, all right. For a long time I was like really hesitant in telling like what it was. I just wanted it to be like a nice subtle watermark. But
Yeah.
a lot of people ask me, so I'm just gonna flat out say it. It is a Easter egg of me. So it's a lion. So I'm a Leo, and the reason why it has no face is because Leos are like known to be confident lions and are not scared of anything, but deep down we are like the most insecure people you'll ever meet, probably.
Word.
Just me personally. And
Okay.
so it's my insignia of my brand.
That's dope, dude. That's cool. People might not know that, and now they do.
Yeah.
Cause like I saw that too, but I didn't think anything. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like that's a cute lion. Like no one will see that. Like
Yeah,
oh, it's just
exactly.
like a little added thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, I gotta do this before I forget. I gotta shout out this wine real quick. Shout out Caretaker Wines. We got the Pinot Noir from Santa Maria Valley, from Central Coast,
Delicious.
California. It's actually pretty good, man.
It's really
like
smooth.
yeah, it is. Do you drink a lot of wine?
Mm-hmm. I do. I worked in the wine industry for a long time.
Where'd you work?
I worked at Cake Bread, then Trincaro.
Nice. I know some people that work at Trincaro.
Oh yeah. Shout out Christina Brewer, the best boss I've ever had.
Hey, I don't know her, but she sounds cool.
Nah, she's chill as fuck, man. Yeah.
what's
So, but yeah, I've been in the wine industry, and now I work at a company called Wine Direct, which is basically a software company for all the wineries that like
Word.
host their
Dude, that's a huge business.
website.
Like getting,
Yeah. Their website fulfillment and e-commerce platform, and yeah, so I've been doing
Word.
that.
So how'd you get started podcasting, or what did it look like when, like, how did, when did you go like, yeah, let's podcast?
It was when Justin brought the idea to me when I was really, really drunk at Richard's house.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's fucking cool. That's a cool idea. And so naturally I'm a like kind of a student in a lot of life. So I kind of study things before I actually do it. So I just watched a bunch of podcasts. So like Collider videos was a huge inspiration. Joe Rogan, Bert Kreischer, stuff like that. And kind of looked at their equipment and saw what they were doing. And I watched a shit ton of YouTube about like starting podcasts. And
Word.
I kind of did like the middle ground. I didn't want to do the cheap way or like the beginner way. I wanted to do like the intermediate way. Like the only thing I would want to change right now about Live from the Stoop is the actual mics. So I wouldn't have to like actually edit after the fact. I would rather just be able to live stream it like we're doing right now.
Word.
But that'll come eventually. But yeah, I mean, we just budgeted about like $600 to get everything started. I mean, The thing is that it costs more because there's 4 of us and we all needed a microphone.
Yeah.
We originally tried it with 2 microphones. We each shared one. And it was not good.
Yeah, that's hard, especially with like even these large condenser microphones. They're like omnidirectional, like so only right here is like what comes out. So if I were to talk on this side, it doesn't matter, or this side or this side. So you got to be at like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, yeah. We had our first like 4 episodes be all fucked up because we had it.
Someone was on one side and the other side.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah, you already know then.
Yeah, but we didn't know. I mean, the audio was just weird. I was like, well, this sounds fucking weird. Like Richard and Jason sound really clear, and Justin and myself sound like we're in a hallway. Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, once we realized it once again once we were drunk.
A lot of things happen to you guys when you're drunk, I feel like.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we did this one thing, and I'm trying to convince the boys to do it one more time, but just not as hardcore as we did. It was a Power Hour episode.
Bro.
And so, but to make it like a little different, we did Live from the Stoop edition, which is like, instead of doing not only 60 shots of beer, there was 4 of us, so we mixed in 4 hard alcohol shots in
60 shots of beer?
Yeah, and 4 shots of it would be 54 shots of beer and 56 shots of beer and then 4 of hard alcohol. And then we like drew the number and the alcohol of what number it would be. Unfortunately and fortunately, the audio got messed up because we were still running on an old system, so the audio got all chopped up. So it's unaired, and probably for a good reason because we got hammered.
That's crazy.
I was the only one that finished, and I guess I was a train wreck afterwards.
So you've been doing this a year, right?
Yeah,
and
since
how have
January.
How have things changed from the beginning to now?
So we tried a segment base with news, movie review, everyday man gripes, and marijuana reviews, and then we just close it out. So that was like the show for a long time, and that's like it was
marijuana reviews.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was Richard doing the news, myself doing the movie review, Jason doing the weed.
Totally different.
Justin doing the everyday man gripes, and then Jason doing the weed review.
Word. And so how is it now?
Now we're focused more on guests. Like the thing was that when we had guests, they were only at the last part. We did like the full show and didn't include the guests. They just chilled on the peanut gallery, and we didn't really like that.
Oh.
And so we wanted to be more inclusive with our guests, and so we decided just to do topics. And so unfortunately, it's up to me now because Justin's gone, so I have to like kind of ring in because
that's like low key pressure.
Yeah. There's
because you're like the one keeping everybody on track.
Exactly.
Going.
And you witness firsthand those monkeys. They're a bunch of apes, man.
Shout out Richard.
Shout out Jason.
That bowl was crazy.
Oh, dude. That was rough, man.
I wasn't even there till the end of it.
No, we
and the high life, the champagne, bro. Beer, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience.
A little more classy over here.
Absolutely.
No, just playing.
No, you're not. It is 100%.
There's a reason y'all don't live stream yours.
Yeah.
That's hella funny, bro.
We would get in trouble. But yeah, we have a blast. Honestly,
I love your guys's like the vibe of your place, because you have the peanut gallery, which isn't really here. No, I mean there's nobody here. I don't have girlfriends that hang out in the corners, so like that's chill. And then you guys have like the square table where everybody looks at each other. The kitchen, the KFC. That was fire.
Shout out to JC.
Yeah, so it's like I think we were even talking about, or I was talking about this to my friends, like the differences between our podcasts, because they were like, oh, how was his podcast? Like, oh, it was sick. But it was just different.
Hella different, yeah.
And so much like you were saying, yours is a lifestyle brand. Like people might watch this podcast for the content, but then people will watch yours for like the personalities or the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And which is dope, because it's like it's just a different way to do it.
Exactly.
And so I really appreciate you for having me on, and I'm glad you can make it over here, man.
It was awesome. Yeah. We got Zach Finney coming on next. He's our next guest.
Shout out Zach Finney, man. He's Zach, a fucking homie. Yeah. He's grinding right now.
He's killing it, man.
He's been going so hard.
Changing his hair like every other week.
It's changed. You see that last night? It was different, bro.
I was like, wait, you had blue hair the last time I saw you.
Third place winner of the costume contest. He cut off his bun and put it in a jar, and that was third place.
Jesus. Who won?
Jess got third place. Our buddy Matt, he was like this shaman guy, but
I saw that
but
guy.
But he like made his costume
Yeah.
attached, like tied feathers together, like had a crazy. He actually made me a clay pendant, like a joint, and then he like painted it and gave it to me last night. I was like, dude, you got MVP. You deserve to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, his costume when he rolled through, I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, that dude took some time.
Yeah, I thought I had a chance, but nope.
No,
Shit was
you were the
whack.
weed man.
Yeah, I was just every other day.
Yeah.
So what keeps you going, man? Why do you do this?
It's basically, I mean, the reason why I messaged you about Dream Chasers because it is a dream, you know, and I believe full-heartedly that a lot of people's dreams don't come true is because they face hardships and they give up. And I've had my fair of hardships throughout music and, you know, life in general. And I just don't want to live this life and have anything to make me think, what if? And so I'm going at this as hard as I possibly can. Yes, I'm losing hours, probably days of my life of stress, but it's worth it in the end because you're only here once. You're only here for a moment in time, and you got to make the best of it to try to even think about why you're here in life. And so I'm just like, you know what? I think of it as a video game. I'm going to try to level up as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, super relatable, bro. It's like the only time you really quit or you really give up is when you give up. Like that's when you're done. As long as you're trying, as long as you keep going, then you're on your way to your goal.
Exactly. I mean, and I get the whole, like, you know, you get wife and kids and, you know, your priorities change. It's not necessarily settling, but to me it is kind of settling for what your life is like.
And it's like your priorities could change, but your dreams shouldn't change.
Exactly, yeah, because like what I'm saying is that you shouldn't have to compromise your dreams with a lifestyle that you're like enjoying your friends, your family, your kids. And so I feel like find someone that supports that instead of, you know, settling down. And you know what, and I could potentially do this forever and not see anything from it, but I can never say that I didn't try.
Exactly.
And that's huge, way worth it. So
yeah. And that's the point of Dream Chasers also, man, to have people out here that are really about it.
Yeah.
Because I think people also need to see this. People might be in the same position. Like they got a podcast going and they maybe been doing it for a year and they're like, oh, should I keep going? And should I do this? Should I do that? And it's just like, man, as long as you keep going and just keep trying, you're going to get somewhere.
I mean, honestly, the practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all experience, man.
It is.
Like the more you do something, the better you get.
And if you put out a bad episode, don't let that discourage you. You got plenty of time to make it up. And if your audience is not happy with what you're doing, there are so many more people you can reach.
Yeah.
Like if the audience that you have right now doesn't agree with what you're doing, that shouldn't be the end of what you're trying to do.
Talk about how you expand your audience, like you're saying, how you kind of acquire new things, or maybe things that have worked for you, things that haven't worked for you.
Definitely Instagram, answering every comment, every DM. Don't think you're too good to do that.
Yeah.
Never do that. I even like joke about this with JC, my girlfriend, and I respond to every single comment. If it's on my drum channel, Live from the Stoop Kid Clothing, like everything, just because I know what it's like to receive that from someone or something like a brand that's, you know, you think that is higher, but it's only, you guys are all human in the end. So I good or bad, I respond.
I think that's one of the biggest things, like communicating, being relatable, not putting yourself on a high horse pedestal sort of thing.
Yeah, and so another is like having guests and, you know, sharing the audience. That's huge. And not being like, oh, this is just gonna start itself and blow up on its own. It's not.
Nah. And a lot of people like to think they can do everything on their own. And even me, bro, like I used to. Well, I am like a solo musician and whatever. So it was like when I was starting out, I was like, oh, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to make the beat, mix my voice, film, blah, 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 blah. And it's like once you start doing everything, you're like, whoa, bro, like this is a lot of work.
Well, you get jaded too.
And I mean, I'm sure you deal with that with even editing the vocals on your podcast. It's just like, man, this is time consuming. Like even if it's like an hour or two, and it's just monotonous.
Yeah, luckily I got all the presets. So
There you go. You're just like
yeah,
chop,
yeah,
chop,
yeah,
chop, chop,
yeah,
chop.
yeah.
That's cool.
It's pretty quick.
I mean, that's why I do it the way I do it. On this, it's like boom, done, and it's uploaded. Like,
Yep.
But you like listen back to all your podcasts.
I do.
I don't do that.
I listen.
I'm just like post and that's it.
Yeah, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
And for a long time, Live from the Stoop actually like cut out parts, and I regret doing that because we lost a lot of pretty good material and learning material. The reason why I haven't like gone back and deleted, all the podcasts that we did prior, I thought about it because like.
What do you mean prior?
Like from the beginning, because we released episode 1, which was like a total different vibe than what we have now. Like
yeah.
And then I thought about it, like it just shows growth.
Exactly.
So I don't think you should ever be ashamed of starting from the bottom and then witness growth as you go.
That's how I feel about some of my music on Spotify or something. It's like it has my earlier tracks and I'm like, man, I want to delete those. But then like you're saying, it's good to show that growth. And even when you're listening to your favorite artist and you go back to 2013 when they released their album and you listen to that, you're like, wow, they changed, like they got better. So I think that's cool too. And I agree with you in that you should keep your earlier works to show, and also like a personal journal so that you can see your growth. Because I think that's the most important part is when you see your growth.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Because somebody else could say like, oh, you did so good. And you could think like, oh, I didn't do that good.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's until you're like, yeah, I feel good. Like
it's hard. It's hard to take compliments, man. I struggle with it.
Oh yeah, as a Leo, huh?
Yeah.
No,
no, seriously, I do. Like people, comment on my drumming, and I'm like, have you seen like some of the people that are out there? Like I feel like I'm okay. I'm pretty good, but I have so much to learn, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to say that I'm as good as I want to be until the day I die.
But that kind of hunger is like what Dream Chasers was founded off of. Like that's what people need is that hunger, and that's how even I feel. Like I just dropped the music video of the song, and I'm already like I don't like the mix. Like I want to just make another song already. Like
do it.
What's next? So yeah, that's definitely. Speaking of music, bro, you don't just do podcasts.
No, I do not.
You do a little music, maybe a lot of music. Let's find out what kind of music are you involved in. How? Actually, let's bring it back. Rewind a little bit. How did you get involved with music?
Oh God. All right. So starting from the beginning. All right. So
growing up, what'd you listen to?
Growing up, I was first and foremost, I have to shout out my dad for waking me up every Saturday morning to oldies music.
That's
Beatles, sick. Bruce Springsteen, Rolling Stones, and so that started everything. I mean, just as young as I can remember, I just loved music. And my buddy had a drum set, my buddy's brother, Tony Magro, shout out again. He follows Live from the Stoop and Stoop Kid Clothing, you fucking G, and so you will. My OG best friend from elementary school.
Y'all will probably see this eventually.
Yeah. So he always had a drum set, and he always played it, and I was just like, that's fucking cool. Like I really, really like dig that. And for some reason, I just was like attached. I always wanted to just play, and I was like, yeah, Will, let's hang out. But really, like, what's Tony doing? Like, let me either watch him play or let me play drums.
Just hang out in the same room as him.
Yeah, exactly.
How old were you when that was happening?
Elementary school, man. Probably like first to sixth grade.
Word.
And then in between that, Blink-182 came to my life.
Oh, yep.
And I wanted to play guitar, and I also wanted to play bass because I liked Tom and Mark the best out of Blink-182. Travis was like, meh, whatever. I've always wanted, I was like, oh, they have like bright colored guitars and shit. That's fucking cool. I want that.
Yeah.
And so I was like thinking about, and my grandfather, he played guitar, and my father also played guitar, not like professionally or anything, but I was just like, I want to do that. And for some reason, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I can play 2 songs on guitar, and they're both the same exact chord and progression. It's just a different strum pattern.
G, C, E, A or something?
It is.
G, C,
it's E
D,
minor,
A,
G, C, and
D
maybe. It's
Yeah,
Wonderwall by Oasis and Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day.
Classic.
Yeah.
Shout out Green Day.
Shout out Oasis and Green Day.
Green Day was the first people That dun, 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 still frames in your mind.
Yeah.
Hang it on a show. That was the first song I learned to play on guitar.
Okay.
That was actually
That's a tough song to play on guitar.
bro.
That's a hard
Let
song
me
to
tell you
learn.
real quick about this. So I almost quit guitar when I was learning that song because that was the first song I learned. So it had the finger picking, just learning finger picking.
It's hard.
Right? And I never sang before either while playing guitar. So I remember, bro, I'd practice for hours in my room, just that finger, and then I'd sing and I'd lose it all. Like I couldn't. And I remember going back to my mom, like almost crying, being like, "Mom, I'm gonna quit guitar. Like I'm done. Fuck, I can't play and sing at the same." I remember saying that, like I can't play and sing at the same time. And eventually I got over it, but it's moments like those when you think you can't do it and you got to push through it, and you really get the
I mean, on the recording, Billy Joe fucks up.
Yeah.
He dun 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 fuck, and
Yeah.
then he does it. You know, and so I love that human aspect of that album and just that band in general. Same with Blink-182. And so back to Blink-182.
You like Blink-182, huh?
I love Blink-182, man. Shout
Dude,
out
they were
to
a
them.
huge part of people's childhood.
They were
like Arctic Monkeys, Fall Out Boy, Green Day. They were all like generational fucking staples.
Yeah, so then Blink-182 came around, and I wanted to learn guitar and bass, failed at both. And I was like, well, I still want to play music. And, like, all my friends, this is around 10th grade, my buddy Brian and Jake and Louie were all musicians playing guitar. And I was just like, I want to be a part of this. And so I asked my parents, like, hey, can I get a drum set? Like, I want to learn how to play. And knowing my parents, they see me just, like, going through a bunch of shit and, like I'm bored with it.
Yeah, like the guitar.
I'm bored with this.
The
I'm bored with
bass.
this. I'm not doing that. They're like, you know what? Drums are a very, like, kind of expensive investment. So save up your money. It took me fucking, like, 6 months of mowing the lawns just to afford a shitty-ass Coda set that was $300 at All-Star Guitar.
How old were you when you did that?
10th grade.
So you're out there mowing lawns, 10th grade, hustling money for the drum set.
Yep.
Nice.
But I cannot, like, thank them enough for doing that because it actually built, credibility to
and it's like
that
you
purchase.
appreciate that drum set way
Oh
more
my
than
God.
you would have.
Yeah,
like you probably took care of that way better than you would have too.
Yeah. And so I just did that. How I learned how to play drums, honestly. I did lessons for like a hot second, but I'm just not a good listener in general. I'm more of a visual person.
YouTube.
And but YouTube wasn't around yet. So
what do you mean?
Dude, I'm 29, bro. This is the LimeWire age, bro.
That was when SoundCloud was popping. That was
no,
when
no,
real
no.
music was on SoundCloud.
Fucking Napster, bro. Napster.
And what,
and
like MySpace music was the thing?
That's before MySpace, bro. Yeah, man. This is old. So
not even that, dude. I'm like 24. You're only like fucking
5 years.
5 years older,
5 years is a
bro.
lot, dude. Technology just fucking.
My buddy
blows
said
up.
every 2 years they can double the amount of memory they can put in a memory stick.
Exactly. Dude, those things are fucking small.
Every 2 years they double. Like, you know how they went to like 2, 4, 6, 8, fucking 16, 32, 64, 128, 256.
Aren't they on like fucking terabyte now?
Dude, they're about to make a 5 terabyte hard drive.
That's insane, dude. Yeah. And so, technology. And so I watched Basket Case Green Day off a download from LimeWire. Oh, fucking probably. I'm not even joking.
Shout out LimeWire. That was the only place you could get free music and also fuck your computer at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That shit would fuck up your computer.
Oh,
I had to get a whole new laptop after I used LimeWire.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was bad. Especially if you downloaded porn. That was even worse.
I didn't download porn. I still don't. You got to look at that on your phone. Because then,
Dude,
you
don't understand. We didn't have that, man. We had magazines.
I'm talking now.
I know now, yeah.
Magazines?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
My first
Dude.
first Playboy, dude, was the Survivor edition when Jerry and.
You make it sound like you're 50.
I feel like I'm 50
Stop,
sometimes,
bro.
man. But yeah, anyway.
Magazines. I don't think I've ever done that to a magazine.
Yeah, well.
I haven't lived, I guess.
You have not lived.
Not enough movement for me, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways,
no, you don't need to. But anyway, we're getting off track. So, I joined the band, and I watched Basket Case Green Day and just learned it from there. And then from there, I just was, really hooked. And I went to high school with a couple guys. So big shout out to Mac St. Pierre. My homie, dude. I miss you so much. You're in Vegas right now. But
Did he move out there, or is he just?
Yeah, he's moving. He moved out there with his soon-to-be wife, Becca. Shout out to Becca as well.
Dude, if we finish this will be the first bottle of wine we finished.
Oh, we're definitely gonna finish this. Anyway, so
That's crazy.
I just saw this kid Mac perform, and he was just on a whole nother level than anything I've ever seen. And I'm like, I need to play with that.
Word.
And so we started a band called Cloverleaf Drive with Chris Michael, Mac, originally Jade and David, but then we had Mark and Steven join, and we just played a bunch of shows, and we practiced a lot and recorded a lot, and we played one show at the Parkside, which was for
that?
San Francisco. It was a record label showcase for Hollywood Records.
Nice. That sounds fancy.
It was fancy. We were just, unprepared. We didn't have management. We didn't know what the hell we were getting into.
You don't need management.
Yeah, you do. If you're talking to labels and you're 17
yeah, and you don't know how to talk to labels.
Yeah,
You're right.
And so from there, I mean, now kids understand music a lot more. I think now.
What do you mean?
Like, management can help you and also not help you. They can.
I've even thought about getting a manager. But
okay, I'll tell you the biggest secret you need to know. If a manager asks for money up front rather than taking a percentage, don't even talk to him.
Yeah.
Because he's literally not going to do shit. Yep. No, he's not going to do shit for you. And so.
No, that makes hell. That's a good ass tip. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. I wouldn't.
That wasn't our thought back then, though.
I mean, yeah, when you're 17, getting up, like, oh.
Yeah, 17, 18, 19, yeah. And so so that band broke up, and then we started a band called Us as a Nation with me, Mac, Alex, Josh, and Mike.
Okay.
And so that was more of like a powerhouse, like, Napa group. Like, there was bits and pieces from every, like, genre. We took Mike from, what was he in? He was in Defying Truth. Actually, Richard was the original singer of Defying Truth, but he was Mike kind of like bounced around from bands to bands. And we got Alex he moved from Idaho, and he was just living, chilling, and Mac again. And so we found our sound, like, plain and simple. We were like a pop punk band, like Blink-182, but this is a time where, like, screamo was, like, heavy. And so we did, like, hardcore breakdowns with pop music, like nasty breakdowns to pop music.
You have any of that songs still out there anywhere?
Check them out on Spotify, man.
What was the name of it?
Us as a Nation on Spotify. Listen to Sirens Killed the Silence. That song is
that sounds
crazy.
Sounds crazy.
So, yeah, and then we got in a lawsuit, and it kind of ruined music for me for a while. And so I took a break, and the Deadlies actually found me.
They're like a local band also, aren't they?
Yeah.
In the Bay Area, or even Napa?
Yeah, they're Napa.
Question mark? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're Napa.
I've heard of them before.
Yeah, they're a little older, but they play like surf punk. But I thank them so much because they brought me back.
Does the lead singer have long blonde hair?
Oh, yeah.
Dude?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
saw
to Jimmy
them
and
play
Bob.
At Friday Night Lights down there at Veterans Park.
I was there.
Word.
Yeah, that was me. So I've been there. I've been with them for about almost 3 years.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah.
They're a solid band. They get booked. I heard they had some good connects around here and shit. Like, he knows a lot of people. So.
We toured with Billy Bob Thornton. I mean,
that's sick.
Yeah, it was sick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was good times, man. They're
sick. You
awesome.
guys are still doing it, too. You're still.
Yeah, still playing.
Fuck yeah. So what do you do outside of podcasting and music, man? Is there any hobbies you have? Video games, fucking comic books? I don't know. Everybody I have on here has like a weird, like some TV show, or I don't know.
Okay, so
what do you do outside of podcasting?
I am probably the biggest movie nerd you'll ever meet. Like, I can guess within probably about 2 years of a movie release date.
All right, hold on. I just want to make an official fucking statement. It's taken 5 episodes. And we have officially finished our first bottle of wine on Dream Chasers. I didn't even know this was going to happen. He had told me before this interview, he was like, Gabe, you don't know how much I drink. And I was like, I don't. But now I low-key do.
Sorry, Mom.
Cheers. Lol. Sorry,
Cheers.
Mom. So yeah, man, what
It's
do you do?
good wine, man.
Right? One
So,
of my favorites. Yeah, what do you do outside of this?
So
This is what you do.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you again. That like this is the first time I interviewed somebody else that's been on a podcast or like know how this works or like because you've done more podcasts than I've done at this point. So
Probably,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like you could interview me.
I could.
Anyways,
I already did though.
Yeah. Hey.
Check it out, live from the stoop.
Yep, live from the stoop, episode 37 point something.
2.0.
Yeah, 37.2.0.
No, 37 2.0. No, so yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of like movie trivia.
You got a favorite? Wait, you watch movie trivia?
Yeah, and like test myself of like directors. Like,
what's your favorite movie franchise or movie?
my favorite movie of all time is Seven. Why is it? Yeah.
What? Seven. That's like
Seven.
a Netflix show, isn't it?
No. It's 1995.
Oh, that's a character in like some movie. I remember. It was like a character in Stranger Things. 11. That's 7 or
maybe.
11. I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
Numbers, man.
Yeah.
No, so it's Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, David Fincher directed movie. And yeah, it's basically a movie about a serial killer that kills based on the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
And that's all you need to know because you need to watch that movie.
That's cool.
But yeah, I nerd out hard on movies, man. Like,
really? Are you watching a lot of movies all the time? Do you have a big DVD collection?
Yeah,
Yeah,
huge.
one of my friends used to have a big DVD collection.
Huge DVD collection.
We might have a big box of DVD because we bought me and my dad bought a storage locker.
Okay.
And they had like tubs of DVDs. So maybe like if I could find them, we could look through them or something.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just
I'm
love.
sure you don't need more, but
No, I definitely don't need more. The thing about movies with me is that I like movies that push boundaries and not are just a generic cookie cutter like action blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
I dropped out of film school when I was in college to keep on doing music. And so I was studying to actually like do film.
Okay.
And I wanted to be a director.
Director.
And so I learned a lot from there, and I wish I didn't learn as much because it kind of ruined like the modern day blockbuster.
I even remember that about like my film literature class in high school, like learning about I forget what it was, even like the angles or like the cut scene times or like the props or something like that. It made me like look at films differently.
Oh, it
was
does.
Like, oh, they did this for a reason or that for that reason. It was kind of fake. It like made it fake.
The biggest thing that will kill a movie for me is the screenplay, how it's written, and editing.
Dude, the dialogue in these fucking millennial ass movies is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think my favorite dialogue is Quentin Tarantino.
Fire.
There's no one better.
Fire.
There's no one better.
Fire.
If you want to check out a movie that was written by Quentin Tarantino and not directed, it was directed by Ridley Scott's younger brother, Tony Scott, who is no longer with us. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
True Romance.
I'll check it out. I'm not a big movie buff, bro. I'm like the opposite.
Really?
I didn't do that. I barely watch TV. I don't know. I watch a lot of YouTube. I
get down on YouTube. Don't get me wrong.
I watch like StarCraft 2, like and like Super Smash Bros tournaments. Like I nerd out too. I fuck with Super Smash Bros. Heavy. The new one's coming out, man, on the Switch. I got a Switch.
Did you know that
So
Live
lit.
from the Stoop is sponsoring a tournament? This when it comes out.
What? Where is the tournament?
It's at Richard's house.
But like, see, the thing is with that, there's already been like demo exhibitions and like where people have been able to play the game for like hours. Like it's gotten to the point where people are like having competitions at events that have demos of the game.
Well, we don't have demos of the game. It's when the game comes out.
I'll pull up.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Because we got Richard's filthy and Richard's girlfriend is even filthier.
What do you mean at the game?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean filthy? But anyways, dude, and then I heard they're also going to come out with an adapter that's going to adapt the Switch for GameCube controllers.
Oh, fuck.
Insider information right there. I heard about that shit.
That's
so like you won't have to buy a new pair of Switch controllers.
Oh, okay.
So, but I don't know when it's coming out or if it's coming out or whatever.
December, right?
Well, I know when the game's coming out. I don't know when the adapter for the controllers are coming out.
Yeah.
But either way, I have a pair of controllers I can bring. So
dude, yeah, we're gonna have a sponsored party from Richard's house, live from the stoop. Stoop Kid Clothing sponsored.
Bro, I'll pull up and live stream that shit, or
All
I'll
right.
make an episode about that. Fuck it.
All right,
That's
perfect.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you better bring your A game, man. Some people are
That's all I
really
bring, bro.
really good at that game, for no reason either.
No, that same, bro.
Dude, my game of choice when I was growing up was Zelda. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
I have a friend that's all she plays. She has like the holographic old like Nintendo 64 game.
That's
like,
the Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, but
Ocarina
I
of
know she
Time.
also have Ocarina of Time. I'm just saying, like, she's fucking into it.
That was the only game. There's only one other game other than that captivated me as much, and it was Heavy Rain on PS3.
Never played it.
Dude, that game is fucking awesome. It is like a.
You have a PS3?
I do. That's the
You have a
last system I
PS4?
bought. No.
Because I was gonna say, is Red Dead Redemption only for PS4?
I don't know. The new one?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think. Well, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's Rockstar Games. I know that.
Yeah, I want to look it up, but it doesn't
I think
matter.
I think
don't
it,
care
I
about
think
it
it's
that
I think
much.
it's PlayStation only. I think Rockstar has.
Well, obviously PlayStation, but I was wondering like PlayStation 3 or if it's just 4.
No, I think it's 4. There's no way that they would downgrade the graphics for a PS3.
Facts. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Shit. So what's going on now, man? What are you doing now? What do you got going on? Any shows coming up? I know you just played at the Blue Note. How'd that go?
Yeah, dude, I played at the Blue Note.
Who'd
That
you
was
play with?
awesome.
Was that
was the Deadlies. We did two sets,
Word.
which was kind of weird. I mean, we did like two.
Yeah, they like do that every now and then. Blue Note, it's like the 7 and 9 o'clock show.
Yeah,
so it's
it
like
was really random.
I've never been to one of those. So what was I guess from a performer's perspective?
I didn't
playing
like it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Did not like it. I'm more of a either do a really, really long set or do like a short break in between sets. I did not like the fucking almost hour and a half break. It was trash. It was trash, man. Like,
Because you like did a first set, you're like, boom, good, cool, and then you have to like, bah.
But the thing is that you're planning on playing more songs, and you're like, okay, we'll see you for the next set, rather than like if it was two actual shows, you would have 2 sets, you would end, and then fucking do another show.
See, what I thought was, so you guys played, it was essentially one set split in half, or did you do 2 sets back to back?
It was 2 sets split in half. Or actually 1 set split in 2.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. But
that doesn't seem effective.
It wasn't.
It seems more effective to have 2 sets.
Well, not
at a
only
show
that,
like
they turn the audience too. So if you leave, you have to buy back in for the 9 o'clock set.
What?
If you stay in, you can.
Dude,
you can. Yeah, it's
Blue Note isn't even that popping for them to do that.
No, it's not.
It'd be different if there was a line out the door.
Yeah.
But there's not.
Yeah, I mean both shows had crowds though. I will say that.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to knock Blue Note or anything like
No.
that. I'm not trying to knock their vibe, their hustle, whatever. But I'm just saying that I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, and I kind of want to know where their incentive is for doing 2 shows, because I've never seen a venue do it like that. I mean, it should be called the Green Note, if you feel me.
Shit. See, that's when you need a soundboard, man. You know?
I don't need a soundboard. I got.
There you go. Yeah, hot take.
Yeah.
No, and then after that, I actually played the last half of Surfing James
Hold on.
set.
This guy has a soundboard on his fucking podcast. So when like you fuck up, he presses a button and it's like, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, bro. And then there's dude. What was the inspiration behind the soundboard?
I like to fuck with people.
You're like, click, haha, got you.
I think
I think it's because no one can soundboard you. Like,
Nope.
you've never been like, said something stupid and been like, oh, I'm going to get myself. Wah, wah, wah.
I would if I did. I really would. But
No, you wouldn't.
I think I would. But no, I think one of my favorite things that I've ever done with the soundboard is on the after credits. So if you do listen from Live from the Stoop, there are after credit scenes during every episode.
Oh, like shit you add on after?
Yeah. So not a lot of people know about that. And so like the music plays and then it goes just playing music, but then when you think it's going to end, it does one last like after credit scene. And so I did a soundboard, and we call Richard the horse because he has a long face, and so we call him the horse. And so I sound clipped a song called "Get on My Horse," and it is the most cheesy, ridiculous song. And I've played it for Richard, and he just hates it, and I love it. Like, that's when I really like have used the soundboard for my advantage. I'm like, I just like fucking with people. Like, I just genuinely do, and I think I have soundboarded myself before. So
Word.
yeah.
Have you had like? Go ahead.
No, it's not just inclusive to guests or the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a addition to the entire podcast.
Yeah, you got to read the room.
That.
You got to read the room.
Exactly. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna ask.
What were you gonna ask?
Hold on, let me think about it. Oh, yep, I got it.
Nailed it.
Wow, I love that feeling.
It's the best feeling
have
ever.
you had like a favorite podcast, a least memorable, just like a moment that stuck out in the podcast? That bowl stuck out to me, bro.
Dude.
In podcast, like that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if that was a big moment, or if
that was a big one,
crazy.
but it wasn't technically recorded. I mean, the after
it
credit
doesn't
scene
have to be recorded.
The after credit scene of your podcast was after we did that giant bowl.
Word.
So, yeah. So it's pretty funny. It was when I chugged the rest of Richard's beer, and it was mostly his spit.
Ew, I hella remember that. You're trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Well, besides that, is there anything else memorable that you've had on the podcast?
The Death Nut Challenge was pretty epic when we did the Death Nut Challenge.
What's that?
So it's a contest or like a challenge. You buy it on Amazon. It's called the Death Nut Challenge, and it's basically 5 different levels of hotness with nuts.
What? I thought it was. You've seen the one chip challenge, right?
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it's 5 nuts.
I didn't know they did.
And
that.
so we did that, and Justin was the one that was next to me, and like I was once again, like if it comes to a challenge and I am like, if it's like mental or anything that's gonna just like fuck me up, like regardless, I'll win. Like you're not gonna beat me. The only way you're gonna beat me in a challenge is if you're better than me at that certain like subject.
Yeah.
Like if it's a trivia or like a spelling contest, I might not win. But like if it's sure like willpower, I will fuck anyone up. I guarantee it.
So you guys did that. That was pretty memorable.
Yeah, man. It was really funny because the Death Nut Challenge is you finish all the nuts and then you have to wait 10 minutes before you can drink anything. And so I have a pool, and so I got like in my boxers and just jumped in the pool and just like was just dying, man. Like it was
crazy.
hot.
That sounds wild as fuck.
Yeah, that's one of the episodes of Live from the Stoop. Live from the Stoop is just friends getting together and just fucking around. And,
it's mostly personalities. You guys got a few different personalities on there, and like you guys just bullshit around, kind of get off topic sometimes, and just like it's a chill environment.
Yeah,
I think that's cool, and I think people can relate to that too. It's like hanging out with your friends, you know what I mean? And there's so many people just sitting in the room online on their computer right now that are just looking for something to do, looking for something to like connect with, and I think that your podcast is a great place for people to go to just like connect and hang out with people that are chilling on the stoop.
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
You know what
I mean, we've had people like DM us and just say, "Thank you so much for being relatable," and like that's a huge inspiration to like keep on going. It's just like we're not just doing this just to do it. Like, I mean, and fucking all the thanks to Richard and Jason for continuing this journey with me and Stoop
That's
Cake
true.
Clothing because
it's a big commitment to
it
show
is.
up
It's one day
every day or every week, one day a week.
One day a week, man.
It's like
and
band practice.
they have just stepped up to the plate and just killed it. They've knocked it out of the park. I couldn't be more grateful for the two of them. And Justin, yeah, I know you quit, but I still love you.
Fuck yeah. Is there anything else you want to say? Where can people find your stuff? Where can people find you? We're kind of wrapping this up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to check out my music, I'm playing currently with the Deadlies and Surfin' James. If you want to see my YouTube covers, you can type in Michael Rhinehart on YouTube. I got everything from Macklemore to the Backstreet Boys.
Spell your name. Mikey.
No, it's M-I. So here's a little funny story. YouTube doesn't like misspellings, and technically Mikey is not a
way.
It's a red line word. So Michael Rhinehart is on YouTube. You can search him. You can see everything from Macklemore to the Backstreet Boys to Florida Georgia Line to DJ Khaled to fucking, yeah, I do a bunch of just different covers. I haven't done many recently because I've been kind of busy with the whole Stoop Kid thing.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram at Magic Man Mikey. Magic spelled with a K, so MAGIKMANMIKEY. You can follow Live from the Stoop at Live from the Stoop, and Stoop Kid _ clothing on Instagram, and then Stoop Kid Clothing on Facebook as well.
And I'll have those links down here too, so you guys can click those in the description. And damn, hold on.
Drink up.
Once again, this was Dream Chasers, episode 5, with my good friend Mikey Rhinehart from Live with the Stoop. I hope you guys enjoyed and tune in for the next one. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Peace.